Back when I was working as a nurse, I gave my all. I reached burnout in on the floor working as a nurse, and um, later in life, I got through that. Later in life, I ran into burnout in business. And because of this, I have created a system called Pattern Smart Systems. And I think today is not only about celebrating this book that we have written, but it's also about our obedience to our calling and stewarding what we have. And a lot of people enter into entrepreneurship and they get into it, and there's just so much chaos. There's just so many things coming at you. You learning how to run systems and business and sending the emails and the social media. And Jim showed us some great points about how to discover how we can create the social media. And yeah, we want to pattern it. He showed us how to pattern it. That's great. Life is about patterns, and we want to pattern smart. So what I've created with Pattern Smart Systems is we do an audit for your business. And instead of you not knowing what to tell your VA what to do, or your helper, or you to create, it gives you a guideline. And so I'm here to help you out. In the book, I have a QR code you can look at there, and please just delve in, get our resources. We have a lot available. And currently working with Diane and Olga and evaluating their business right now on an audit, and so excited to do it. And gals, I'm so excited for you, because when you have so many people who want to come into your room and speak, this is awesome. I'm so excited for you, because you had Dr. Forbes Riley, you had Jim, you had all of these people want this space. And you are such a blessing to all of us. Thank you. Have a blessed day, everyone.
I appreciate it. Here I am. Hello, I'm so glad to be here. It's been so unbelievable listening to everyone, and of course Forbes was excellent. So hello, I'm Dawne Austin. I currently live in London, and I coach Christian women that are 30 plus. My chapter is about making it count, and that understanding that where you are right now, despite the journey that you've been on, is where you're supposed to be, and to have gained many lessons and strategies as you've walked that journey. Because I haven't got the perfect story, but it's the journey that many people will recognize. I heard Diane share some of her story earlier about her job, and that if she hadn't left it, even though there was disappointment there at the time, that what she'd gained as part of that experience may not have happened. And so I'm all about taking a small step, celebrating the small wins, and counting every part of the journey. And I learned this from my first mission trip to South Africa many years ago. And I was so unprepared, I was so unqualified. But I got there thinking that I was going to do some kind of admin role that I could control. And then after after I jumped out of the truck that had taken 1,000 journeys, I turned around, and there was a sea of 250 needful faces in front of me. And the senior pastor said, "Come on, Dawn." And I was just like, "Oh my gosh, what am I going to do here?" So I heard the Lord, and, as I just whispered, "Yes, okay, yes, Lord." I stepped into that. And so it's that yes that gets us to do it anyway, to be afraid, but do it anyway, because we can. And I was looking at my chapter, and I just want to read a couple of paragraphs from that, because it's about looking back and deciding. And my battery's decided that this is when it's going to shut down on me. So the paragraph says that when I look back at my life from a rural South American village to single motherhood and to international stages, mission schools, and unexpected career doors, I see a pattern. I see that every limit that I've climbed, every imperfect step that I've taken, every yes that was whispered in the middle of uncertainty has led me to be here because I'm not making it up. I'm making it count. And you can too. You can stand in the midst of whatever it is and say, this counts for me. Because every heartbreak, every detour, every not yet counts in your life. And in the not yet, the dreams that have not manifested yet, the prayers that have not manifested yet, God is still working in the not yet, because the not yet is not punishment. It's something that's been worked at when we're worked at, when God's working it out for us, but he's working on character, and he's working at the right time to present that when we can handle it. So it's not that it's not going to manifest. It is, because promises are going to be fulfilled. And we may feel unqualified right where we are. We may feel the sting of past failures or the weight of present struggles, but your story still has value. Your limits are not your destiny, and your purpose will meet you in motion, not waiting for perfection. But we can get paralyzed waiting, paralyzed by fear. That's normal. But we don't have to stay there. After the moment, after the time that we've taken to gather our senses, we carry on, and we exercise wisdom, even in the fear, and so that we're able to walk it out and to say that this will count for us. This is going to count. The unexpected divorce, the loneliness, whatever it is, that you suddenly caught yourself in. It's going to work, and it's going to work out, because you're going to make it count. The mess, hallelujah. I heard Forbes say that the mess, her goal was bigger than the mess, but the mess is small compared to your destiny and what it is that you're heading for. So that's what we're heading for, and that's what we're going to make count. Every single moment, and we're blessed in the failures and we're blessed in the good things. So we just have to accept where it's going to catapult us to. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dawn, so much. That was so crisp. Thank you so much. Yes, we are blessed in every moment. So I know, what else we have, Olga? Next we have, okay, let me share the deck, okay? So we have Christy coming up next. And following Christy, we have Sandra Maven Smith. And after Sandra, it's Salsabila, Sandy, and Jenny. So bear with us. We got 5 more, and then it's a wrap. Okay, and then we have a little bit of extra something, more gifts and a little extra something to share. So Christy, are you ready?
I am, yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Diane?
Loud and clear.
Great, thank you. Okay, so yes, it's such a privilege to be part of this book, and the fact that Dr. Forbes Riley was on today, we were really, really fortunate to have her. And I've changed my introduction in the light of what she said, and I'm going to go to her Pitching Secrets masterclass. So I've now written down that if you're dealing with health issues or emotional issues or overwhelm, then my chapter will empower you to take action, because I talk about the fact that when I was dealing with emotional eating, and it was very reassuring to hear that years ago, Dr. Forbes Riley dealt with that as well. So it is possible to overcome it. When I was dealing with it, I tried all sorts of things, and I tried to exercise more, tried so many different diets and ways of eating. And I just became overwhelmed by everything. But my chapter is entitled Flourish Focus, 3 Core Habits for Lifelong Health and Emotional Freedom. And like one of the other, like Robin, I'm not going to be too long because I'm conscious that we have 5 more people. And like Robin, I'll point you to my email address at the back of the book. So if you do want to find out more, you can contact me by email. But what I found was that it's not about doing more when you want to achieve lasting transformation. It's about doing way, way less. And actually, if you can have 3 priorities, just narrow it down to 3. That's how I eventually overcame emotional eating for emotional purposes, and also many other things in my life, just by simplifying and doing way, way less. So I'll let you read about that in the chapter. And as I said, it's just so great to be a part of this. And thank you so much, Olga and Diane, for organising everything.
Thank you, Christy. Thank you so much. And I know, Olga, anything that we're missing? So as we move forward with this, okay. So next on deck, we have Sandra Maven Smith. Sandra, are you ready?
Thank you, Diane, and thank you, Olga, for the opportunity. And it was so beautiful to listen to Dr. Forbes Riley and Jim Harrington. But before you listen, I just want to share. My name is Sandra Maven Smith, and I'm known as the Thoughtful Creator. Because my story isn't just about loving change. It's about choosing growth. Even when change in of itself feels uncomfortable. I just want to play a quick clip.
I want you to picture something for a second. Close your eyes if you can. I want you to imagine the specific tactile joy of using a really, really good ink pen.
Oh, yeah.
You know the kind I'm talking about. It's got a bit of weight to it. The barrel is cool to the touch, and the ink just flows.
It's a very grounding feeling. It feels like competence, you know?
Yes.
You're literally making your mark on the world, and you can see it happening in real time.
Exactly. It's competence made physical. Now imagine someone walks into your office, takes that pen out of your hand.
Oh, no.
Snaps it in half and drops a beige box on your desk that hums aggressively. And they just say, good luck, figure this out or you're obsolete.
That's the stuff of nightmares for most people. It's not just an inconvenience. It feels like an erasure.
And that is exactly where we're starting today. We are unpacking this massive, often overwhelming topic of AI-driven growth.
So that was just a clip. So I shared my story within the book because for a long time, I believed change was something happening to me rather than something I could shape. So I'd spent over 30 years in the public sector. And when systems and technologies began to change, I resisted it. I was good at what I did. I liked what I did. And like some people who may be experiencing change now, I was afraid of losing certainty and relevance. What actually shifted for me, and I speak about it within the book, is realizing that resisting change in of itself doesn't stop it. It just keeps you stuck. Growth, on the other hand, is a choice. Change is going to happen, and it's going to happen anyway. But whether you grow through it, that is optional. So I shared my story to remind people that feeling uncomfortable doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're standing at the edge of your next chapter. So my hope is that as you read my chapter, you stop seeing change as a threat and you start seeing it as innovation. You do not have to leap, but you do have to move. Thank you very much for allowing me to share, to add to the anthology, and just to speak with you this afternoon. Thank you very much.